They built 35 houses on my lake, illegally, without a shred of permission. The HOA woman, draped in designer clothes, locked eyes with me and sneered. "This land's ours now, old man. Deal with it." She thought I was just a confused senior she could crush. She was dead wrong. I didn't settle on this lake by chance. I'm the engineer who built the dam holding back millions of gallons for 20 years. And when someone tries to steal what's yours, sometimes the best answer flows downhill. You won't believe what happened next. My name's James Carter, but everyone calls me Jim. I spent 40 years as a hydraulic engineer before early-stage dementia forced me out of the game. Don't feel sorry for me. Memory might falter when it comes to where I left my coffee mug, but my engineering brain is still sharp as a tack. That morning started like any other, checking the dam's pressure gauges to keep my private lake in check. My hands shook not from fear, but from this damn disease gnawing at my mind. I hit the wrong valve, and water surged, turning my vegetable patch into a swamp. "Damn it, forgot again," I muttered, panic rising as I scrambled to recall the right control. Then my German shepherd, Max, bounded up with my leather notebook in his teeth. I flipped to my own scrawl. "Morning dam check, valve 3 for pressure release only." Relief washed over me. "Good boy, Max," I whispered. Some days I forget who I am. Dementia isn't just losing things, it's losing yourself, bit by bit. But I had my systems, and Max, my four-legged lifeline. Then I heard it, the crunch of a black SUV on my gravel drive. It didn't belong. Max, who'd never growled in his 8 years, let out a deep, primal snarl. Out stepped a woman who looked like she belonged in a corporate penthouse designer suit, flawless hair, and a confidence that weaponized wealth. "Mr. Carter," she called, her voice honeyed but cold. "I'm Lauren Pierce. You probably knew my father, Edward Pierce." That name hit like a sledgehammer. Memories from 20 years ago roared back. Edward Pierce, linked to my son Daniel's death. "I see you remember," Lauren said, watching me like a hawk. "Good. Saves me time." What she said next turned my stomach. "You probably don't recall the details, but my father had an accident with your son Daniel 20 years ago. I've been eyeing this lake ever since prime real estate. When I heard about your condition through certain channels, I knew it was time to strike. Then the knife. Nothing personal, Jim. Just business. Your son was in the wrong place at the wrong time. People like you, scraping by on a pension, can't see the potential here. This lake could house dozens of families, not one old man losing his grip." She sneered at my worn flannel. "When did you last update that wardrobe?" "The 90s. Before I could respond, construction trucks rolled in a full invasion. "Emergency housing permits for flood victims," Lauren announced, waving official-looking papers. I grabbed my 1962 deed, hands shaking with fury. "This is my land," I shouted. She flashed a fake survey map, claiming my property ended 50 feet from the shore, the rest public land. My deed proved water rights extended 200 feet, but she laughed, mocking my ancient paper and my memory. Bulldozers tore into my land, and she knew I couldn't prove it fast enough. Then my neighbor, Margaret Hayes, showed up with cookies, her tone patronizing. "Jim, they're helping flood victims. Stop fighting progress." I was alone, betrayed by my own community. That night, I sat at my kitchen table, scribbling in my notebook, "Lauren Pierce equals enemy. Edward Pierce's daughter. Wants my lake. Don't forget." My pen faded, mirroring my memory. I rewrote it in red, hands trembling with fear I'd lose this fight to my own mind. Over 3 weeks, 35 houses rose on my land with eerie speed. Week 1, 15 frames. Week 2, 25 with walls and roofs. Week 3, all done. But something was wrong. No utility trucks, no inspectors, just props. I drove to the county courthouse, battling bureaucracy with a brain that kept short-circuiting. My engineering instincts kicked in, and I found my deed, proving those houses were on my land. The city planning office brushed me off. MS. Pierce provided updated maps. "Your deed needs review 6 to 8 weeks. The system protected her lies. Lauren didn't just steal my land. She humiliated me. At City Hall, she mocked my old truck. Some folks think it's still 1962, driving rust buckets, clinging to old papers. I tailed one of her residents to an apartment 30 miles away. He confessed, $400 a day to fake living there for inspections. No real utilities, just generators and porta-potties. She's betting on 2 years for squatters' rights. Lauren's taunts grew crueler. Day 5. Found any flood victims for your new neighborhood, Jim? Day 8. County records are digital, now more reliable than your foggy brain. Day 10. She showed me photos of Daniel's wrecked car, saying, accidents happen to those who don't quit. Day 12. You're the isolated type, happy with a can of beans, while real families could build wealth here. The breaking point came when I found Daniel's grave, defaced, forgotten like his father, in red paint. Standing there, Max whimpering, I decided it was time. I opened my notebook to nuclear option, but the page was blank. Had I forgotten to write it? Or had someone tampered with it? A massive thunderstorm was coming, the heaviest in 5 years. It was my shot. My engineering mind snapped into focus, calculating flood patterns like I was 30 again. Margaret, now my ally after overhearing Lauren's callous plans, documented fake residents and hidden equipment. The storm would mask my plan, a controlled flood to expose Lauren's fraud. Lauren held a media event for her 35th house, framing me as a barrier to progress. Some lack the capacity for modern development, she said, gesturing at me with mock pity. The crowd cheered, blind to her lies. That night, in the dam's control room, Max by my side, I studied my schematics. I recorded my justification. I'm James Carter. This is my dam, my land. I have every right to adjust water levels. The plan was simple: drain the lake onto my property, where the houses stood illegally. Wetlands would absorb the overflow, sparing others. The main valve was stuck, my arthritic hands failing, but Max fetched oil. I broke it free, opening drainage valves, then secondary gates, timing the full release for peak rainfall. As I turned the final valve, Max's bark turned frantic. A flashlight cut through the storm. Lauren, drenched and furious. I knew you were up to something, old man. Cameras caught you snooping. She blocked the exit, shrieking, $12 million. You think you matter? A has-been who can't remember his own name. Her mask was off, spitting venom. Your son's death will finally mean something, building value, not wasted in a low-income household. That did it. I completed the valve sequence, water roaring through the spillways. I'm letting water find its level, I said, calm as the storm raged. She tried to stop me, but physics doesn't care about wealth. By dawn, the lake had dropped 8 feet, exposing Lauren's fraud. Pumps, generators, porta-potties, shoddy foundations cracking in mud, fake walls, and my true boundary markers. Margaret live-streamed it all. Lauren's SUV got stuck. She fell face-first into the muck, screaming, $12 million gone. I'll sue, I smiled. Sue me for using my dam? Her meltdown went viral. Fake residents confessed, $400 a day to fake residency. She wanted the lake in 2 years. The stream hit 50,000 viewers, sparking outrage. Police and federal officers arrested Lauren for fraud, theft, and environmental crimes. The FBI uncovered her nationwide scheme, targeting elderly landowners with cognitive issues across 6 states, stealing $200 million in property. My testimony, backed by meticulous notebooks, crushed her defense's dementia claims. Margaret's footage and public support turned the tide. Lauren got 25 years, her assets seized, her company dissolved. My lake was restored, designated a protected watershed. I trained a young engineer, Emily, to maintain it, passing on my knowledge. The community created a day to honor my fight, celebrating resilience. A filmmaker asked if I regretted the flood. Only regret is not doing it sooner, I said. Water finds its level. So does justice. As I sat by the lake with Max and Daniel's photo, I spoke to him. I saved our lake, son. She can't hurt us anymore. A headline read, Victims Restored, Elder Exploitation Ring Dismantled. My fight protected 22 families. But as the sun set, Max barked that same warning. Across the lake, workers in Lauren's uniforms appeared. My hands shook. Was this not over? Margaret and I found an EPA cleanup crew, not foes. Still, it reminded me, vigilance is eternal. Lauren's prison letter hinted at a phase 2, but her empire was gone. Justice, like water, always finds its way.